ever thought of producing a Kiss album?
We do.
No, you personally, like produced by Gene Simmons, Ron Nevison, or.
Why me? Why not Paul? Why not?
Well, you're the person that does most of the production outside of the camp.
Well, it's an interesting idea, but I'm not sure that I would have clear perspective, because the most difficult thing to do is to practice what you preach. What I mean by that is, if you look it's much clearer for somebody else when they look at you what the way things really are. They can see you without thinking about anything. When you look at yourself, you have all these other things in your mind. And also when you look into a mirror, if you look too closely, you see nothing except the two eyes looking back at you. You can't see your chin or your face or anything. So perspective is very important. And I'm not sure I would have that if I produced Kiss. It's too close, I think.
And you usually have that perspective when you produce other bands?
Well, that's easy because you're not looking at yourself, you're looking at somebody else.
Right. How do you get on producing other bands? They approach you?
They approach me.
Is it, I mean, what do you get out of this?
Satisfaction. Satisfaction that, well, first of all, it's creative. And then the idea is also to do something, to achieve something. Why does anybody want to climb a mountain? Because it's there, you want to get to the top, you want to climb it. And when you climb it, there's a satisfaction when you reach the top. You want something? No?
Well, because you are, I mean, there's talks of Paul being on the verge of recording his second solo album.
Me too.
And you too? Alright. Because I was thinking, you know, he's recording his solo album, but you never did that because you're sort of like producing other bands and doing...
Oh no, there's time to do everything. When it's the right time. Next year.
Well, you seem to have a lot of time because you do a lot of things.
If you plan it, if you don't have wives and dogs and houses to take care of, if you can allocate the work, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to clean up this place, so I can just be here, eat, do whatever I want and run, and somebody else cleans it. But if I have to clean this place, for instance, the amount of time that I clean it is that much less time that I have to myself to do other things. So whenever I do anything else, I always have partners. For instance, I don't engineer the records I produce. I have engineers.
Yeah.
So I can come in and just concentrate on producing and not have to sit there mixing it for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So the engineer will start mixing and I will come in at the end and just fine-tune it.
Yeah.
So that saves 2 weeks right there. While that's going on, you can be doing something else. When we don't tour, or when we don't record an album, we write songs. But you can't write songs 24 hours a day. So for 5 hours, I'll write a song, and for the rest of the day, you can do something else. You can produce another group or go out and try to find...
A lot of people keep saying...
Did you understand that?
Yeah, I understand. A lot of people always put you in an awkward position, saying that you are, I mean you, Gene Simmons, I mean you, Kiss. You are sort of moving more towards movies rather than you know, cinema rather than music.
Well, I expected that. I knew that would happen.
No, I mean I'm not asking you that.
That's okay. I have a big mouth. I'll talk. Most people have small dreams. I refuse to live by their limitations. Most people in the world can't imagine of even having a recording career. If I lived my life the way they live their life, I would never have even gotten this far. So most people can conceive at least of having a recording career. I conceive of more. I want to have my own record company, and I'm going to. And I want to
Well,
produce.
you have it already.
Starting.
Yeah.
And other people can't imagine that. But that's okay, because those people should go after their dreams. Leave my dreams alone. Let me do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't care if somebody else understands it. When it's time to leave home, it doesn't matter if your mother and father understand why. You just have to go.
Yeah, that's right.
And the truth is, everything revolves around Kiss, but Kiss is not the only thing. I like girls, food, good food, books, movies, creative things. I would love to learn a couple of more languages. I'd love to learn how to write a great screenplay. I'd love to paint. Why shouldn't you try to do as many things as you can before they put you under the ground?
Yeah, that's right.
How boring to be known as a great popcorn maker. This man made the best popcorn in the world, and that's all. No, he made good popcorn, didn't make a bad sandwich, made a good table. He could walk 10 miles, he could do this, he could do that.
Yeah.
You're many things.
Yeah.
I think.
But you think people see you in the right perspective, or they see you as...
Oh, I don't care about that.
I mean, is that a personal...
I don't care how people see me, I care how I see me.
Yeah.
At night you go to sleep with yourself. Sometimes you go to sleep with others. What are you smiling at? Oh, no, you didn't. At night you go to sleep with yourself.
You and Paul always said that Kiss is like entertainment, fun, you know,
It's ear candy.
ear candy.
Yeah, it's meant, it tastes good. I'm not sure. That's it. I'm not sure I know what it means, except that it's fun and people have a good time with it. And if it puts a smile on your face and makes you forget about traffic jams or girlfriends who aren't loyal or whatever, that's valid.
Is your record company something for you, like on the business side? Because life is not only fun.
Everything that I do for fun also is business. Because otherwise, then just throw money out the window. If it's not going to be for business, then just throw your money out the window and let people let them really have a good time. That's valid. No, the record company is my way of giving something back. Of giving something back that I got. Somebody once gave me the chance to make a record, and I want to give that back, some of that, to a new band, a couple of new bands.
Right. Well, King Kobra is not a new band.
The majority of the members in the band are.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
How do you know about King Kobra?
Just read it somewhere.
Really?
Yeah. They were signed to your record company.
Boy, that news travels fast.
Sure it does.
When did you read that?
A month ago. Can't remember where, but I know I read it somewhere. So you look for new bands more than anything else for your record company?
No, I look for things that I like, but no rules. It's just that the future of rock and roll is always new bands. You think so too? I'm in fine company. She thinks so too.
Yeah.
Let the records show she thinks so too. New bands are where the future stars are going to come from, and the new things that people want to talk about, and that's important. So although I'm on the lookout for artists who already have some experience, that's valid.
So
New bands are hungrier. You know, they have to have it. It's life and death.
So it's like what, few bands carry on for a long time, like you and very few others, and the rest is just like refreshing continuously. You know, bands dying and bands.
That's right.
Coming up.
Most bands that record don't even get past their first album. Some bands have very big success very fast, and then they die. Quiet Riot.
Yeah.
Peter Frampton.
Yeah.
And the Bee Gees. Tons of groups.
Yeah.
All sorts of groups have huge success, and then they die. Or they have very bad sales, and then they die. But the winners, the champions, are the long-distance runners. They're not the fastest. They don't try to be the fastest. They just continue running.
Did you ever think it was not going to be like this for you? Like,
No, I was sure.
you know, there's been a time where you were not sure it was going to last that long.
No, I was sure. You have to be sure. Because if you're not, it's not going to be. Before a high dive artist, a diver into a pool, is going to dive, he has to know he's going to do it. You must know it first. Even when sales were a bit down in America during the beginning 80s, but at the same time we were doing stadiums all over South America and the rest of the world, so it depends where you lean down.
Because I don't know, you had an album called Unmasked.
Oh, I hated that.
And I had the feeling that you were going to take your makeup off, and then you were sort of like, hold on, this is not the right time, we better not do it now.
Oh no, we decided to call it Unmasked only because the story idea on top of the album was about how somebody was trying to catch us without our makeup.
Which has been a long story in the past. They were trying to take pictures of you without the news. Going back to the new album, you used the help, Desmond Child. What do you think he brought into Kiss?
Desmond Child does what a chef will know how to use spices. Desmond Child is a spice. So is any collaborator. You have your main ingredients, and then to make the food taste a little bit special, you bring in a little paprika, a little something else, a little outside the norm, or you put some wine in it, which is something else that gives a little special flavor. That makes it fresh. Otherwise, it's the same tasting food. I don't want to happen to Kiss what happened to the Who, and the Stones, and so many great, great bands, my favorite bands, where at the end of their career, and this is not the end of our career as far as I'm concerned, but at the end, the material started to sound tired because they didn't co-write, my opinion. Sister Disco and all that stuff, you know, it was tired. There was no vibrancy. There was no Won't Get Fooled Again. There was no important songs. There was no My Generation. And it's tougher. The longer you last, it's tougher to write good songs, because you wind up copying yourself. You wind up, you know how, when you get used to playing a certain way, you wind up playing that way. So it's easy to copy yourself. And the important thing is never to copy yourself. And sometimes a collaborator will prevent you from doing that. He'll say, hey, wait a minute, don't do that. How about this?
Would it work if Kiss came out in 1986 with makeup? If it was the other way around, say.
You mean 88?
Well,
87.
sorry, 87, 88, yeah, well.
If we did what?
If it was the other way around, Kiss have makeup now instead of 10 years ago.
But who would be in Kiss?
Well, Kiss as it is now.
Oh, would it work? No, I don't think so. Oh, you mean fresh? A new band?
Yeah. That was then, and it was right
I
for the
can't
times.
say. Maybe the times have a lot to do with it. I don't know.
Would be interesting, isn't it? But you certainly had, as we were saying before, you said you managed to keep everything fresh.
You have to.
And you, I mean, you sort of, I think it was really the right thing to keep this expectation of when he's going to kiss without the makeup.
That's right. And you do it when nobody is expecting it.
Mm-hmm.
And don't make a big deal about it. Just take it off. The same way you put it on. Before we announced, we didn't say to the world, and now there's going to be a group that's going to wear makeup. You don't make an announcement. You just do it. And then if it works or doesn't work because it's either real or not real. People have to have their own opinion about it. And when we decided to take it off, we took it off. No big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And we took off the makeup after we played the largest show we ever played in Rio.
Rio, yeah. There was the one song in exposed.
And you see that audience, it goes forever. There's a place here called Wembley Stadium, 4 times that big.
Ah, I know.
And you can't believe how many people, it's like 200,000 people, and you look at it, and you can't even imagine how big it is. But, and police helicopters above, it goes on forever. But after we did that show, we knew this is the most we can ever take this idea. And then the caterpillar has to build a cocoon, and then the butterfly has to come out. And you have to change. To survive, you have to change. That's a law of nature.
2 things again out of exposed. I can't remember whether it's you or Paul. I think it's Paul says Kiss is a special place to be. It's like a magic thing. Do you think the people who've been in the band that left, etc., realized that?
Yes. That's why Ace is talking about a reunion tour.
No, but Ace was the original guitarist. So it's like.
So you mean Vinny and Mark St. John?
Yeah, people.
Absolutely. No matter what anybody thinks, when you meet Kiss fans, you realize that this is a tradition. There's I mean, I'm in the band, but I'm also aware when I take a step outside that there's like this legend for fans about what the group means, and that it's more than a rock and roll band to a lot of people.
What are your plans? I mean, what movies are coming out and what?
One is called Wanted, Dead or Alive, but I think it's out here now, is it? Do you know? I think so. Do you know Rutger Hauer? No.
Yes.
from Scheveningen.
Oh, that's from Friesland.
No, he said he's from Scheveningen.
Lying, he lives next door to my parents.
Well, maybe he lives there now, but he came from where Van Gogh came, and that's what I mean.
Alright,
Did you see Blade Runner? He was the robot, the blonde haired
Oh, yeah.
robot. That's.
Right.
Did you see The Hitchhiker?
No.
No. Did you see Lady Hawk?
Yes.
Yes. He was the knight.
Right.
So in this movie, he plays the good guy and I play the bad guy. And he plays a cop, a bounty hunter, and I play an Arab terrorist who has a lot of money and a lot of women.
Do you like to play the bad guy?
I do, but it's time to play good guys. In the future, I'm going to be doing good guys. I want to get the girl at the end.
Yeah, because even in Exposed, you seem like the good guy out of the two of them. The rest of that is not really in there.
Even in Exposed, what happened?
You seem to be the bad guy,
Yeah,
and Paul seems to be
the good guy.
good guy.
I don't know why that is. It's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it. I was born bad, I guess. I don't know.
Are you saying something more about the movies, about the cinema? Is it something just that this movie came out, or?
That one, that came out in January in America. There's another movie called Never Too Young to Die, which came out a little before that. And another movie called Trick or Treat.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, that came out.
Yeah. Reason why you choose a part?
They offer me. I didn't.
No, I mean, you read the script and you like it, you like the part.
Well, that's why I like it. I liked it because the character said something I thought had to be said. That rock and roll is music, and don't take it too seriously. Don't take anything too seriously.
There's been one point in your career when you were playing for 12-year-old kids, more or less.
Younger, 3-year-olds.
So let's say in between, about 9. Was it? What was the feeling?
It happened by
It was
accident.
like satisfaction, or?
Oh,
or
sure.
Like,
No, satisfaction.
I don't want this.
No, it's fine. Whoever comes to see Kiss is fine. It happened by accident. We were a straight rock and roll band who played to whoever came to see us, usually 18 to 25-year-olds. Now it's back to 18 to 25-year-olds. And then the toys, the Kiss pinball machines and the dolls and the radios, all that, and the comic books came out. And then the age group got very young because of the toys, because they saw heroes. They didn't know about the records.
Yeah.
And then they heard that we were coming to town, so it was like, the circus is coming to town. So they went to see the show.
But was that deterring the old fans to
Yes.
follow the band?
Sure, some old fans got very pissed off, and they thought it was a kiddie band. So they left for a couple of years, then they came back.
So it's like, you had to play the part
No, we were
And
ourselves. We did whatever we did. We felt whatever we.
No, I mean, you didn't go like easier on the music.
No,
Also
we did whatever we felt we were.
Oh, so it was outside the music, totally.
Nothing to do with it. It just happened. But imagine being 12 years old and seeing your first concert is Kiss. Who are you going to see after that? That's going to give you a kick.
Not many acts,
Yeah.
I suppose.
So if we were the first group for virgin ears, that's not so bad, because then they expect the best.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not enough then for them to see a group who comes out and just stands there, doesn't sweat, because they're afraid their hair, will get messed
Well,
up.
especially at the time you were still wearing masks, so it was
That's right.
like a cartoon kind of.
So I have no problem with that. I think it's fine. Whoever goes to a show goes because they want to have a good time. 12, 20, 30, or 40, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.